Okay, so um, I wanted to read this book, Lessons in the Fundamentals of Go by Toshiro Kageyama, which is a 7 dan. And because I'm really into Go nowadays, I'm enjoying playing Go. I was a chess player, not a professional, but a chess player. I still is. I like. Uh, um, I still am. Okay. I learned chess when I was 8 years old, so less. Um, then I played until 10, but not that seriously. I just liked to play with my mother and with some colleagues when I was a kid. Then I stopped playing and I went back to chess when I was probably 16, 17. And then I really started to study when I was 18, and I studied a lot, really deeply, really intensely, until when I was 22, probably last year. And then I went to Go, and I just fall in love with the game because the game is fantastic. Um, so, but I'm still learning. I, I'm I'm a beginner, but I'm really enjoying, and I wanted to learn the basics. Yeah, I know the basic. I know how to play. I know, you know, but I'm still a beginner, and I think it's important to go through all of these basic concepts again. And this book was being. I saw that it is a really really good book. So why not? No, by Toshiro Kageyama. I thought it would be interesting to read since the beginning. This is the first position that it is shown in the in the in the book, but I thought, okay, why not go through everything? Just read, and this can be a short video. And okay, this is not, I imagine, for a completely beginner, so you probably need to know the rules of the game and some basic concepts, and and then this book will be good. I think so, and I hope to do like a series, just because I really want to read these books. I have another book by Chochi-kun also, so I would like to read them, and why not record? Just, I don't know. Maybe there's people who wanted that want to read this book too and cannot find, and so why not? Okay, let's read about the author. Toshiro Kageyama was born in 1926 in Shizuoka Prefecture in Japan. Okay, another thing. If you watched some other videos of this channel, I'm not really into editing everything and putting a lot of complex things. It's just me reading or talking about some subject because I feel we need to stop nowadays with the crazy world that we live in, and it's important to stop and listen and read something. Even to myself, I think sometimes I need to stop and read something, and leave the cell phone, leave videos and social media to another time. I think this is okay. So this is interesting. If you want to just listen to what I'm reading and what I'm talking, like a podcast, and just relax, just 15, maybe 30, maybe 1 hour of doing nothing. I think this is really really productive in a broad way. So He was born in Japan, a Go player since his youth. He won the All Japan Amateur Honimbo tournament in 1948 and turned professional the following year. His promotion record is Shodan, Tsudan, Tsudan, okay. In 1953, he took first place in the second division of the Otehai, sorry, professional ranking tournament, and in 1965 and 1966 he was runner-up in the Kodansha tournament, a competition among 5 to 7 dan professionals. In 1967 he won the Takamatsu no Miya prize. So he's a good player, you know, compared to myself. He's known, and this part, you know, I think it's interesting, but it's just to put a context in what we are gonna to 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 do for the next maybe videos or this series. And also because I haven't read that, and I think it's interesting, you know, just to know a little bit, and to tranquilize myself a little bit, you know, as I said. He's known for his steady style of play and accuracy at calculation. He is still active in the amateur Go world, where he has many contacts and is the author of several Go books. I think he's not alive anymore. Maybe I can search that later. Yeah. Also available in English is Kage's Secret Chronicles of Handicap Go. Okay. So here's the book, translated by James Davis. Lessons in the Fundamentals of Go by Toshiro Kageyama. A brief preface. Yeah, okay. I hope I don't get, you know, in bad sheets because of that. Oh god, I really hope that. I just want to read the book, you know. Preface, but I've seen some other series like that, but the series was not literally the book, but people were showing what the first the chapters words and explaining in different words and so on. Okay. So preface: if you want to get stronger, read this book. This call is addressed to a wide range of Go players, from beginners who have barely learned the rules to experts with dan rankings. In the following passages, I bequeath to the world the essence of all the experience and knowledge that 7 years as an amateur and 22 more as a professional have given me. Oh god, 29 years playing when he wrote this book, yeah. The book's main themes are the importance of fundamentals, the philosophy of Go, and how to study. This is good. All I ask is that the reader not do anything so foolish as to finish it in one day. Yeah, I don't want to. There's no point in finishing a book in one day, unless it is like a romance, you know. I remember that I read a romance by Murakami. This is also a Japanese writer. A friend of mine gave me this book. It is called, I don't know the name in English. I think it's Sleep. I don't know. I really don't know. But it's a book about. I'm not gonna talk about that. But the thing is, I read in one night. I wasn't sleeping at that time. I'm not sleeping at night well, so I passed the night reading this book, and it's really a short book. I don't think it was a good thing to read in one night, but also the character in the book wasn't sleeping at all. You know, it was fine. It was funny to. I was reading kind about myself, you know. And there's a lot of interesting things that happened at night during the read of this book. and just the correlation between my life and the book was really intense. It's really interesting. I really don't know the name in English, but it's a good book. Murakami is a good writer. You know, I need to read more things from him. Right. All I ask is that the reader not do uh, anything so foolish as to finish it in one day. It should be read deliberately. Oh my god, this thing to pronounce is difficult, huh? Deliberately. A chapter a day at the fastest, and a fortnight to finish the whole book. Okay, so maybe we do that one chapter per video. Maybe we're gonna see how long the chapters are. If the reader will then spend another fortnight reading it and learning from it as he would from a good instructor, I think I can promise that he will surmount the barrier of his present rank. Toshiro Kageyama. In 1970, yeah, probably he's not alive anymore. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'd like to see that. So we have the first chapter. We have how many chapters? 11 chapters. Yeah, maybe we can read in. I don't know. This is 50 pages. We cannot read 50 pages in, you know, almost 20 pages. I don't think we are gonna do that. Yeah, 20 something pages. Okay, I'm gonna read, how to study Joseki, interesting. Lecturing on NHK TV, territory and spheres. The stones go walking, cutting, connecting. This is like basic things, no? Go shape, good shape and bad shape. Okay. Chapter 1. Letters and nets. So maybe we read the introduction and then we go to the letters on another video. Introduction. The wish to become stronger, half a stone stronger, 1 stone stronger, is shared by all lovers of Go, amateur and professional alike, regardless of their rank. Yeah. Also in chess, the same thing, pretty much. It is one manifestation of human spirit and ambition which continue until death. There is a difference, however, between amateurs and professionals. To put it simply, amateurs play the game. Let me do a little zoom here. Amateurs, where we were, amateurs play at the game. Professionals labor at it. Okay. Once it was thought that this put amateurs and professionals on parallel tracks that never met, that amateurs could not even approach the professional level. Nowadays, however, the great surge in the size of the Go playing public has narrowed the distance between the tracks and even made them tangent. Already there are among the top class of amateurs those who can acquit themselves quite well on even terms against professionals. This serves to point up how good is flourishing. This is in 1970, pretty interesting. Nowadays, I think that was kind of Go is being more seen internationally, but not that much like chess. But in the 3 Asian countries that play really that Go is really the game of the main game. China, South Korea, and Japan. I think they still have. There is really strong yet. But these are only a special few, chosen out of a mass of millions. Yeah, I'm definitely not one of those. Almost all the rest seem to remain far below where they would like to be, despite their hardest efforts to improve. Yeah, this is true. What should one do to become stronger at Go? This must be something that every Go enthusiast wants to know. I can recall many times that I have been asked this question. The real answer may be that there is no single definite answer, but saying that amounts to saying nothing. Yeah, okay. I always wanted to answer the question, but it seemed impossible to deal with in a few words. I wanted to try writing a book, one about which I could boast. I don't know this word. If you want to get stronger, read this. Now that I have the chance to do so, I'm thrilled at the prospect of prospect of taking all of my own experience in distilling it into one volume to offer the world. World. Nice. Okay. After you have learned the rules, your first step should be just to play for a while, and by a while I mean not referring to any length of time, but rather a number of games, say 50 or 100. Yeah, I need to play more. I haven't played 50 games probably. I think I feel really weak, and I feel that I don't quite understand the game yet. Sometimes I feel lost in what to do, so I feel that I need to learn, but every time you play, you learn something different. You know, we cannot expect go into the game and understanding already what you need to do. It's a millionaire game, you know, so old, and there was so many players playing, so different approaches. It's really complex, so I think every time you play, even though you know you're not gonna win, or you're probably not gonna win, you learn something. Um, yes, I think so. During this period, if you see an enemy stone, try to capture it, try to cut it off. If you see a friendly stone, try to save it from capture, try to connect it. Concentrate on this alone as you build up some practical experience. There's a saying about being tempered in 100 battles. Go is full about sayings. This is amazing. I really enjoyed that. Also, I think the Asian culture, maybe, I don't know, I cannot generalize that, but definitely sayings carries a lot of sage, wisdom, sorry, and come from a sage place, you know. Sage place, wise sage is another thing. Yeah, but also come from sages, you know, maybe so old Buddhist monk as we were reading in other video. And this is common also in ancient Greece some way, you know, this um you can see in a lot of ancient philosophers how they use quotes and sayings from others to manifest or to make clear someone's point, or to try to pass some knowledge in some strange way, you know, by this guy said something, so might have some value. Okay. But this is interesting. There's a saying about being tempered in 100 battles. You cannot expect to do all your studying and gain all your knowledge from books. And this is right also. Also in philosophy, you know, there's some part of the book that remains after the reading, and there's some knowledge that comes from talking to people, even though you're not talking specifically of the topic that you want to reflect on. I would like to recommend that you play according to your own ideas with an open mind. If possible, choose other beginners as your opponents. If you are to learn Go, open-mindedness is the most important thing. Next, although it depends on the individual, in my experience you will encounter 4 barriers at 12 to 13 Q, at 8 to 9Q, at 4 to 5Q, and at 1 to 2Q. You are at a barrier when your strength ceases to rise and you find yourself playing for fun, as an exchange of ideas any opponent will do. Studying books gets you nowhere. The thickness of these barriers varies from person to person. Some break through them easily, some do not. I know that there are many who spend morning to evening every day in Go clubs, playing tens and tens of games a day, but make no progress. No matter how ardent their will to learn was at the beginning, let this condition continue for 2 or 3 months, not to mention 1 or 2 years, and hope is abandoned. The player comes to recognize himself as a permanent 6 skill, and everyone else does too. This condition is unbearable. Yet, how many Go players find themselves in it? Almost all? If so, it would be a crime just to let them go on as they are. And that is why I am writing this book, to explain in detail what is needed to break through the barriers. I feel that what I have to say will be most welcome news to those who do not know what to study or how to study it. This is good. Of course, one cannot make progress in any discipline without effort. There is no pleasure without pain. Another saying, yeah. Pleasure is progress, and pain, the pain of effort. Studying the wrong way, however, and the result may be just pain with no pleasure at all. Yeah, that's true. One must, without fail, learn the correct way to study. So, now we will enter in letters for the next video, okay? So I will stop here, and thank you for listening to me, and see you next video.